Why does your mind sabotage you? And in which ways does the mind sabotage you? You know, um, most people think that their minds wants them to succeed. But in reality, I think that the reality is not like that. Your mind is not trying to make you grow. Sometimes it's trying to keep you exactly where you are. And another important thing is this is that your mind wants you to be safe and not to face uncertainty. But the most important part is this is that whatever you decide to do, you can justify with your mind. That's why we need to be grounded in the reality. The most important part is this: we need to be grounded in the reality to do what we are going to do with your lives. For example, let's speak about training. Is training good or bad for you? Oh, it's good. Why is it good? Oh, is it good because it's going to make you live longer? You are going to become stronger. You are going to be more flexible. You are yeah, the train is going to improve your health. A lot of things. So you are grounded in the reality. That's why, and that's how you are going to deal with your mind when it tries to sabotage you. For example, you already decide that you are going to train because training is the best option for you, because you are watching the reality objectively, and you think, no, I'm going to train because this is good. So when your mind tries to occupy that space to tell you, oh, no, you are tired, maybe you do it tomorrow, maybe another time, maybe you should watch a movie right now, then is when you are going to understand what is happening, that your mind is trying to put you in the same place as you are because it's the safer place, and you are going to deal with that at that moment. You are going to say to yourself, no, I'm going to do this anyway because I already decided what is best for me. When you think about, I'm saying this from my personal perspective, my personal opinion, my experience in life. And what I realize is something like this. Um, Whatever you decide to do, you are going to be able to find excuses in your mind. For example, let's say this about training. I may think that I am tired, that training a fight is not the best sport for me, that I could do something else. Lot of things, lot of different situations. This. So we need to understand that our mind is not helping us to achieve our goals. The priority for our mind is to keep us safe. But the problem is, growth almost always involves uncertainty, involves risk, exposure, discomfort. So, but these things, if you do what you need to do to grow, it's going to put you in a position of more safety in the future. So you need to understand that. And once that you understand that, you are going to be able to deal with the that part of you, that part of your mind that in order to keep you safe is going to tell you something else, something different. That's going to tell you to procrastinate. In many occasions, you are procrastinating not because you are lazy, but because your mind is trying to keep you from what it feels dangerous. So, every time that you are going to face uncertainty, and this may be in the investment, in your business, in your training, anywhere, you need to deal with that. There is a certain psychological study that says that we need to differentiate what is us from what is our minds. The line of thinking is something like this: you, the real you, is the one that is observing the internal speech. And this internal speech is your mind talking. You see, it's something different. And when you think about this, it's easy to realize that this internal speech, there is a part of you that is listening and a part of you that is speaking. Maybe this line of thinking is trying to say something like this. Like I said, they say that the real you is the part that is listening and the part that decides, not the part that is judging everything at every moment. So we need to think about that when it comes to our minds. Because many occasions, because of fear, it's going to try to keep us at the same place that we are. And one very difficult thing is this: in many occasions, the mind confuses discomfort with danger. Because many things that improve our lives feel uncomfortable. Like, for example, training, studying, investing, learning new things, having difficult conversation, because all of this is in the realm of the uncertain. We don't know what is going to happen. For example, if you need to have a difficult conversation that you know that you need to have it because you know that you are right in that situation, maybe your mind is going to tell you something like, do it tomorrow, you deserve a break, or now isn't the right time for do it. It's something very difficult for me to understand because all of this is happening inside of us, and we need to differentiate uh, one part from the other, because it's normal also to feel fear, even to keep you safe and alive. But you need to decide what you are going to do, because in many moments discomfort is just the price that you pay to become stronger. For example, training martial arts involves some danger, yes, but you are becoming stronger. Then you know what you need to do. And we need to be careful with that. That's why I told you that we need to be grounded in the reality. And why is that? Because the mind, it creates stories to justify everything. That's why you need to be grounded in the reality. Let's say that you are going for running or for cycling. Depending on the place that you are going to go, your mind, if you don't want to go, for example, your mind is going to justify, oh, the place is dangerous, you may fall, something may happen, a car may hit you, something like that. But you need to be grounded in the reality. How dangerous in the reality is the place that you are going to run or cycling? It is really dangerous, or it is just a normal place? Once you understand the reality of each situation that you are involved into, this is the key to deal with the traps that the mind is going to set up for you. The normal fears, struggles, everything. We need to pay attention of that and deal with the reality. But you may tell me, oh, but Fred, we can't grasp the entire reality. Yes, we are going to use common sense, we are going to use reasonability, we are going to try to be intelligent. We need to be reasonable and try to understand things the way that they are. But I know that we are not going to be perfect in our judgment. There isn't such a thing in the reality. But we need to try. We need to try to do our best, because understanding the reality is what frees us, and frees us, including freeing us from ourselves. For example, I was talking to my mother. She's going to have a surgery next week. And she was telling me that she is afraid. But we were talking to the doctor, and the doctor said, oh, the surgery is simple. Of course, that we need to be careful because of her age. But if she doesn't have the surgery, it's going to be worse for her general health. I'm pretty sure that right now her mind is trying to convince her not to have the surgery. But the reality is this: she's suffering every day because of this um, health problem. Is I don't know the word in English specifically. It may be hemorrhoids. I believe that this is the word in English. But if you know what I'm talking about, it's something that hurts a lot. And of course, that she is suffering because of that. So, the surgery is not complex. Actually, is something that they is not too much internal in her body. It's something more external. So, it's going to be good for her. Yes, it's going to help her health. Yes, it's going to improve her quality of life. Yes. So, should she have the surgery? I believe that yes. One thing that happened in her situation is this: the moment that she was suffering the most, she was completely she was decided to have the surgery. But once she took medicine and the pain was reduced, then she started to doubt if she was going to have the surgery or not. So, to remember here, the 3 points. Third one, the last one: the mind creates stories to justify what you decided, one way or another. That's why you need to be grounded in the reality. Second one: the mind confuses discomfort with danger. And in many occasions, discomfort is the price to be stronger. So you need to be grounded in the reality again to decide that if the situation, like the example that I gave of the running or cycling, if the situation is really danger or if it is just your mind playing tricks on you. And the first one, the mind wants safety, not success. So it wants to keep you safe. But you need to deal with that and understand what is the best thing for you to do. All right, my friends, that is all that I have for you today. Thank you all for tuning in, and I see you in the next video.